I spent years chasing enlightenment. Then, in 1992, at 28 years old, I read a book by a man who said there was no such thing. And I got it. And that sunny Sunday afternoon, the search ended. And I laughed. 2 decades later, I'd write the books. But it started here. Let me tell you how, because it might be useful to you. My name is G. Tyler Wright. For most of my life, I was a seeker. I chanted, I meditated, I spent hours sitting with gurus. I read everything. The yogis, sages, the scientists. I wanted the thing they all pointed to. The peace, the freedom, the end of the noise. And I chased it the way you chase anything you're sure is out there, somewhere ahead of you. If you could just get the method right. Here's what no one tells you about awakening. For most of us, it doesn't come from one path walked perfectly to the end. Mine came from a stew. Years of meditation in the Siddha tradition, chanting, devotion, the energy of a living teacher. That was one flavor. Then, Nisargadatta's I am that, telling me over and over, you are not the body, not the mind, you are the self. Another flavor. And then U.G. Krishnamurti, the so-called anti-guru, who said the exact opposite. There's no self, there's no enlightenment, the whole thing is a hoax. And the seeker is the only thing in the way. Here's the cleanest way I've ever found to say it. Siddha Yoga and Nisargadatta walked me to the very edge of the cliff, and U.G. pushed me off it. One ordinary Sunday afternoon, reading the one teacher who promised me nothing, the search just stopped. Not because I finally got it, because I finally saw there was nothing to get, and there was no one to get it. That was 1992, and here's the part I want you to hear. I didn't write a word about any of this for years. I sat with it, I felt it, I lived it. First I wrote spiritual science fiction, The Simulated Soul, Conch. That was back in the mid-90s. The non-dual books didn't come until 2014, after 22 years of just living. Letting it settle, raising a family, working a job, letting it deepen. This channel is me, finally, talking about the part that started everything. So this channel isn't another guru handing you one true method. I don't believe there is one. This is a spice rack. Here we'll sit with UG's words, sharp, funny, merciless, and I'll tell you how I hear them. Sometimes I'll set them against the teachings that say the opposite. You are the self, you are everything. And we'll watch the contradiction dissolve, because they were always pointing at the same thing in different words. That's the dichotomy at the heart of all of this. Nothing and everything. No self and the self. Two trails up the same mountain. I can't give you your awakening, no one can. But maybe a push here, a tug there, the right spice at the right moment. And one ordinary afternoon, you see it too. If that sounds like your kind of search, or your kind of ending, subscribe and sit with me for a while. New reflections every week. And if you want to go deeper into my story, I've written books about it, which you can see linked below. I'm glad you're here.